is, as I was saying, we just have to realize that I'm looking at Twitter blocks. I'm just trying to get the figure. I want to be able to just embed, you know what I mean, like into the headline blocks and text or whatever I want to embed. You know, I want to be able to just go and take my finger, run it over the words, and pin something that has an infectious response on whatever I pin it to. And that whatever it has to be connected, just like you do the word that you're going to put in your dictionary, or the word that you're going to copy, cut, paste, and or delete or alter in some way, in any kind of fashion. Okay, using any method. Now, I need two things. First, I need to know how to do the shit. And it's not just a simple flick of the fucking button that you push in the fucking interface of the user station inside my Virtuo Digital Demographic domain. And if you don't know what the fuck that is, then you don't have any business having the rest of this conversation with yourself that says this. Hashtag I am at least not stupid and retarded like this motherfucker. And then you have to tell yourself that he just told me everything I had ever done. And you have to realize I just put you in the never-ending story right smack dab with Sebastian Atreyu, Artak after he came back to life, the prophet on the road, the lion with the honey inside of his entrails, the juniper in the wilderness, low cuts and honey euphemisms for sexual things that weren't idolatrous, adulterous, and or immoral, and then also the fact that Sodom and Gomorrah got a last chance and they failed the last test by not trying to not pervert the hosts of God's angels. Now, we just have to realize this shit is legitimate, and so adding a Twitter embed or a block to my embed ability and being able to mash said thing up with other abilities like being able to grab a color off of one part of your screen with your cursor and moving it or transferring it to another part on your screen, adding it to the next said color in order to modify its color and be able to work with 10 fingers and infinity -1 colors. Okay, up to infinity -1 colors. Now, every time you take another slice up to infinity -1, the spectrum changes slightly statically and in succession. It's easy to figure out, like a focus wheel or a tuning fork focus wheel on a scope, high-powered telescoping night vision scope with infrared capability and the ability to take pictures if an aluminum round left your barrel at 600 feet per second squared or something like that.
Yeah. No, I'm paying attention.
No. I kind of overshot the mark on the speed of that bullet, I think, by a little bit. But only about 8 people would know that right away in the world. So, and all of them flew for Navy. I gotta say that shit. Every one of them was a Navy pilot that was able to take off and land on an aircraft carrier with the F-18, F-16, F-14, F-22, or F-24A, A-52, and A-52A through HB, and the top secret versions of the ones that don't actually exist on the book that are actually a part of DIEX. Yeah, instead of SHIELD. DIEX, Diesel. It's not SHIELD, it's Diesel. Okay, it's the SHIELD. We're just gonna start a brand new conspiracy. We fixed the alien conspiracy. Okay, I have it under good authority, right? The only good authority, the only one. Why would you say that I'm good? Not one of us is good, including himself. He included himself in that statement. He said the only one as good as God, and he's the hallowed one that I called because I told you to pray after this fashion. We failed that thing right there that he said to us right there. We failed that right there. That right there triggered. That right there triggered. That is the Biblicon tetramaster that matters more than just the black and white of it. that I got from your mom for $1 last week instead of tomorrow. I already said that one in another verse. So 505 was on the set. It's pepper spray from the California Youth Authority. 511 just happened and a tactical decision must be made. 514 and I'm feeling like I'm back in the north again and I never left. 519 and another prime to play. 521, 37's on the menu. 523 we got John the Legend, Psalms 23 in Green Pastures, and at least two things that rhyme with the aardvark that John Travolta started this fucking succession of every animal that pretty much existed, even the ones that were, well, are you talking about the ones that are just mythological or the ones that are real, Bob? Because if it's the ones that are just real, Bob, then you can't include unicorn and or Pegasus or Cerberus for that matter. If you're talking about the ones that are actual, then you can include those and a few others, and I have those in my side deck of Magic the Gathering that I said I was already preparing when I hit the screen recording button 6 minutes and 3 seconds ago. And 60600606 is Chicago somehow, I know. And so it's 610 and 611. Call before you dig for services. Your ISP must know something and it's big. And we're not going to be perverted with this. Because this isn't something that needs to be undercurrent or, on the bounce. This shit needs to be coming straight at you from every direction without anything in your mind, souls, or hearts, if you have them, that will fucking make you stumble, fall, or walk blindly into a trap that I told you was there with your open mouth, your jaws on the floor, and the Twitter block that just exploded in your mind. And I should get credit for a Gusher commercial, a double Monopoly, a Parker Madley, and at least 3 Milton Sads on the edge of a warhead. Yeah, it's called Sour Apple Warheads. We used to sell them on the yard, the elementary school yard, for 25 cents, and they only cost a nickel. And everybody knew it, but it was nice having a juice card. So whatever it was, we did that, and I wasn't good at it because I like eating the candy too much. So I just realized that eventually I would have to own all the candy, the money, the block, the school, the town, and the entire rest of existence. Yeah, when I want. And so pretty soon it'll just be overwhelming, and everybody will understand that it's not going to be over till Father says so, and he knows the hour, and the hour is going to come, and you will be here or not. And if you are, I'm glad I know you. If you're not, I won't miss you. It's impossible for me to miss you if I never knew you. And if he didn't know you at the gates, he will say, it says, "Get thee from me, you wicked and vile generation, who seek after a sign, and the only sign you will receive is a sign of my back turned, and my servant laying on his side, to make sure that he has penance and atonement covered for my stubborn froward children in the inheritance that I gave to my son Jesus Christ." And the Israelites would call him Lord God of Israel because he is. It's that right he was given as the only begotten, and it's fucking more than just being part of Riz. I had to say it some other way than the way they said it before. It just sounded stale that way, and this ain't a mate that I need to have on the floor. So I know the bridegroom and the broom and the bridegroom and the broom tree and the groom and the groom and the thing that rhymes with Christina Lucci instead of Ricci. And then I'm at the end of the Las Vegas Sphere, and the fucking walls stopped melting about 3 minutes and 2 hours ago in my rearview mirror. And I just saw Hop sitting there. I know he was waving because he was the only thing that wasn't more than, you know what I'm saying, the blink I missed on my not having vacation. And so it is what it is. Do it, be what it be, and I am who I'm at, and I am who I am, and it melts in your mouth and not in your hand. You know what's nice is when it actually solidifies in your mouth better than when it's all. And guess what? When it does it again, it's better than the first time until you fall off. Oh, but then when it happens the third time and the fourth time and sixth time and 27th time, does it ever stop being as good as it was the first 64.5 million?
It can't.
Or you wish you were on the vine. And so, if you're burning in the fire like we all have been, and those of you that actually aren't right now, just remember Nebuchadnezzar's furnace. The smell of smoke wasn't even on them, and then cross that over with the movie Contact, and the 17 hours of static she needed to talk to them about after she fell right through, and it looked like she had just fallen through, and it had been 3 seconds, but it wasn't. It was 1 day in my course worth 1,000. No, one day in my course worth 1,000 elsewhere. And somebody else recently said it was worth 3,000 years. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Proportionality is awesome, and God's the God of proportionality. and your fears. You can leave those behind too. And so, anyways, he said, I'll dry up every eye. Well, he said, for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're in excruciating agony and you're gonna be beyond crying, they're dry. If you're in the fire too long, they dry. And if you are no longer sad anymore, dejected, hopeless, or failure, you know, you'll not have dry eyes for a while. So, clear eyes. Are we clear eyes or visine? Clear eyes or visine? No, it's called Jism and the Obscene. It's called amino acids, proteins, and enzymes mixed with Jesus' saliva and the hem of his robe. And a single fiber is enough to treat the water table for the entire country. And all we need is to get it from his chode. Oh, God. Oh, I knew I was going to say it, but I couldn't stop myself. Oh, I hope Shelter Cove doesn't hear some shit like that at the house. Because if they all fucking came together and said the same thing about what I just said, then I would have to get beat the fuck up like Barbara Streisand did to Mickey Mouse. And Godzilla came to play, and I guess A-Team showed up too. They were the Ninja Turtles version of Rocksteady and Bebop, and Blade showed up. Yeah, he said it's curtains. It's the universe that makes sense to connect, right? Is Blade with the hokey fucking Deadpool, you know, yeah, Ryan Gosling, right? Is that who he is? No, it's the other guy, Marshall Madison. That guy. Is he the one that did the heart presentation for the Heart on the Moon? Or is he the other guy, the non-Ryan Gosling, Ryan Gosling? I'm just showing off. Too many attempts, try again later, according to this, right above emergency call. It literally says it. It says emergency call, says too many attempts right above it. As if it's like Cat's on the other end and he's already started his end of the line. He's like, murdered who? And I'm like, no, not murdered. No, servered. You just got servered. Who? No, your feet don't fit on no, you know, what is it called? A vertibite? Yeah, a vertibite. There you go. A virtual byte or a vertibite. It's also the equivalent of 10 vermillion bytes. Okay, it's a vertibite. There's your block for the future. Unless they already got a name that's better than that, but mine's better than most, so. Cloud. I said it's my middle name. It's better than most. Didn't they hear? Busted, they're not listening fast enough. They might need to slow down again. You know? Oh, the other way around? No, let them slow down. Because eventually they'll catch up the hop. And hippity sin will find diamond and drop. And so the drip that is coming off of me is like the entrails that came out of the field of Akama. When all of Japan had Bushido themselves right next to, yeah, they're not mama, the hanging corpse of Judas Iscariot himself, and each one of them got 30 silvers as well. I still think Delilah made out way fucking better. Yeah, with her fucking, what was it, 11,000 silvers per person times 10? Maybe. I hope she enjoyed it in hell. But we still love her, so it is what it is. Shit, man. Redemption of the Fallen didn't just apply to certain things; it applied to the ones he wanted to redeem. We didn't get rid of Delilah, did we? Too much? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she stuck around for the fucking long haul, man. Father, didn't she Okay, so I mean, all I know is I was told specifically. Now, even if this was in jest from my neighbor, who is technically my overlord, you know, it's kind of like the overlord, right? The underwriter, the inner 12-in plexing beacon with a white lighter getting Borg attention in a transwarpistic conduit with statistics that are already pouring out of the past on the back of baseball cards in effigy of whoring it. So if you didn't catch that one, then I just guess
Can I ask them a question?
Both ships just sailed.
I'm sorry.
Well, Timberland, just know that I've attached his advertising and shit to all of my posts, I think, on social media. So if he has a guy that does like relations with the virtual environment somehow, like a lawnmower man, and can go in and make my shit look amazing, and all of my hashtags go live and connect and have 3 components. I want them all to have their own Gmail. I want them all to have their own Pinterest, and I need them all to have their own Snapchat account. And I need them all to connect with the Library of Congress motherfucking email and fax number. Please. If we can pull that off, I would ask only one other thing, that if you could put in a good word for hashtag hack the planet at, what is it? It is Jeanette, the daughter of what is her name? Neil and Norma? Okay, I'm pretty sure I could. Is it close? It is. I'm fucking with you guys so much right now. You won't know if I really am or not, so it's cool. Yeah, just remember hashtag Joseph in the Bible, and remember that prophets are usually not welcomed well or utilized in their hometown. They're usually scorned and ran out and called drunkards and weirdos and crazies and God lovers and ark builders and survivors, and people that didn't drown horribly waiting for a ship to come back that had already sailed twice. And so I'm just saying, Mount Ararat, really, come on, man. Seven Seal Suites, baby. Okay, so that's my brain trust that I wanted to come up with it, and I'm pretty sure I got that, have the rights to the idea at the moment. Oh, Father. Seven Seal Suites, can I like explain a little bit? Okay, it's got the world's largest. Yeah, okay. I'm a little overeager still. I'm as a child. Okay. Some things we can't undo. I can go be a child still. I've been a child all my life. Damn it. Don't damn it. Let it flow. And so be careful what you loose on earth will be loose in heaven. What's bind on earth bound in heaven. Now, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, then hang up the phone now. Don't listen to another word I said. Don't get indoctrinated by a church, Bible, or anything that has to do with the word of good, knowledge of good and evil, to make you as, nothing that you need to worry about right now. Boo-boo, and go be a child and have fun. And don't hang out with motherfuckers that climb trees that are 35, 40 years old. Okay, so, I had to stick it in there. I'm just talking shit because you know what? Michael didn't fuck no kids. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. He didn't. Okay. There it is. There. Free R. Kelly. Let's quit calling not sin sin, and calling sin not sin, and acting as if we don't know that because we chose to ignore what we thought was just for historical purposes and, past references of times long gone, that this shit's gonna happen again in the future. So we ain't even got there yet, and you already getting rid of the instruction manual that's gonna lead you there, through it, and to a new dawn. And so if you ain't got that shit yet, then you are missing the point still. And I think even I hope TD Jakes would hear the shit. The Queflo Dollar rolling over and not his grave, because parties is his brain trust right now, and I fucking made sure of it. So anyways, if you didn't know I was old timey, I'm just saying, sing into my can. And Eminem, give me a response at some point. And if you just know that you don't answer fucking brothers in arms, belief, and probably something that goes with and along and rhymes with part of D12 was fucking amazing, along with the sped up version of Drop a World on Your Motherfucking Head. The best shit I ever heard, though, has to still be when you said that you were walking on top of a Monopoly board, okay? And the perspective on this is really fucked up for me, because I immediately said, well, what's better than that? And my mind has been extrapolating that in 16 omnidirectional universi. And I'm sitting there as the head of the universi, and isn't that a plethora of universes? Is a universi? Okay, so we're almost at the integral, infinity minus one, limit taking, derivatives are us, and everything that is a constituent element or a component part of a whole part of something. It is a derivative of the integral that is still a derivative. And so you have everything other than God that is in a state of flux of observation, not existence. So then we get to that shit later, because I got a lot more of this for about 60. Look, I could do, if me, you, Joe Rogan, Cat Williams, Snoop Dogg, and the cast from Pitch Perfect 2 were to meet there with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah and the Robo Boy record that they fucking abused my whole character, existence, and name by slandering and fucking spitting on in that boring ass show he calls a attempt to be like Cat Williams on TMZ that they fail at miserably, then her big ass feet can still be cool as fuck and set it off. And so, well, I love her to death. Shit, man. Diary of a Happy Black Woman that's got caramel skin was always my fucking thing. But it's not the point. Come on, man. Ralphie May rest in parties too, baby. Him, Tupac, Rose that was in the crack in the concrete ain't in the crack no more, baby. He's looking over everybody that feels they still stuck in the street on the struggle or whatever he's got to do with DMX as the next Melchizedek that he's been crowned. So he will be a priest after the order of Melchizedek from this moment on. Before I said this, it was put in concreto and established as a decree of the court of Nebuchadnezzar or Artaxerxes would have been respected and completely collaborated with. So yeah, I know two people right now that make the most amazing shit you could ever think of if they were in the right place at the right time with the right people that weren't just trying to destroy something and take it themselves to make something more than they thought they would get by collaborating fairly and using the book method of don't charge your brother interest. The plug is fucking the rule, not the exception, and that the entertainment industry has been almost fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. Not at all. They have not receiving what they have been in the past quarter century ago isms. And so I have the top 45 or 50 list that I'd like to see made and inducted into the first music actual Hall of Fame that's real life, and make it, a fucking rule across the board off top that if you make it to the Hall of Fame and you're still alive, that you get to have your own masters, like a gift for the hard fucking work of actual real musicians, lyricists, and people that have more than just a one-dimensional, I'm looking at the tree rather than the forest and the tree at the same time, observation of life and ability to manipulate mobs to agree to the same in enough of a demographic for them to make a difference and rise above what they came from, no matter how dimensionless or dimensionally fucking inclined they may think they are actually be. The thing is, nothing is new under the sun. Nothing, all is absurdities, not vanities, and we're here again, and I won. And no, I'm trying to win in you. I'm trying to win souls. I'm trying to win not souls that need to be taken away from what they falsely believe, but souls that may be suffering in pain or just be separated from God a little bit more than he wants them to be, in a way he doesn't want them to be separated, and in a fashion that's not necessary or not going to be part of the system any longer because it's constantly changing. So something is going to still be and something is going to not be, and the thing that not be is going to be always less than the thing that is going to be and is being at the same time. It will always be a steadily growing, steadily accelerating motherfucking at a perfect slope of 1. Okay, so there you go. That's it. Fucking easy shit. If you run a limit on that on any side or all sides at the same time, and you fucking, what's the purpose? Why would you run a limit on top of a double-sided limit in order to add dimensionality to the limit that you're taking? I'll tell you why. Okay, it's because if you have things that we're dealing with that are in the 1 trillion raised to the 1 trillionth power raised to the 100th power type numbers, is that about where we're, so that this kind of stuff starts having relevance? Okay, so you're talking about fine-tuning on a level that's infinitesimally smaller, or gargantuan fuckingly, gargantuan motherfucker. George Carlin said it like hoof sprinkles and coffee mule prints on a 99 freeway sign with a hashtag West Coast. Chanel, where you at? I thought Madison Beer was simply just overwhelmingly fucking gorgeous when I saw her next to Chanel West Coast. Just have to say that. I like the new Harley that just came out. I have to say, it fucked me up when I saw it. I'm a Hayabusa fan though. Like, if I know how to turn one into a fucking jet airplane on two wheels with hydrogen or helium in the tires to weight reduce some shit and lift me off the ground at 120 miles an hour or more. With 2.5 foot deployable wings, it's easy. You turn the engine sideways in the block. It doesn't even take that much work to do that. And then you run straight flow, turbine driven, supercharged engine intake and exhaust, supercharged suction on the backside, and you run a super cool, super fast jet engine on a Hayabusa, and you lift off. You get a locking mechanism for the fucking truck, the trucks of the fucking bike, and that way when you're doing over 120 miles an hour and you know you're gonna be on a straightaway for a while, you can put your lock on your fucking handlebars so you know you're not gonna wobble off course. It'd be helpful, I'm sure. Cat Williams needs a smaller bike so he doesn't end up on the ground again on his side going in circles. Fuck your recliner, lazy boys. Sleep Number and Purple Big Mattresses are fucking blend. Coca-Cola is better than Pepsi. Pepsi is caustic chemicals that eats away your liver, intestines, kidneys, stomach, and we barely have resources physically to heal through it sometimes, but yet our perfectly created body that God gave us is capable of doing it quite well for long periods of time, at the same time successfully mitigating sepsis, staph, and dysentery in our systems that's slowly migrating and becoming airborne microscopic aeoli instead of E. coli or Ebola. It's generationally basically mashup turned into a fucking super killer, the stand version of a macro or microvirus. But it's not even virus, because viruses are naturally occurring parts of our immune system that occur as either active or dormant, ready to combat environmental invaders or insurgent friends, basically, on a microscopic level, cat, like serious. So I have this plan, cat, that I don't ever bear false witness anymore. However, this plan came to mind one day to get you, sir, completely off the hook. And I surmise that, sometimes you need to straighten a motherfucker's crown without telling him it's crooked, right? And sometimes it's just necessary to, like, sneak into a buddy's house and drop a half a bag of Cocoa Puffs behind his refrigerator that you owe him because you stole his shit and he thought he ate it and was too high to figure it out because you was smarter than a dumb trigger, and we figured out why he wasn't allowed back to sit and or was capable of ever sitting in another love seat because nobody loved him after that, sir. And so I'm sitting here as if I were a dying giraffe, not a flamingo. However, as short as I may seem in comparison to a giraffe, I may look more like a flamingo. And if you know what a goon state is and you spent too much time watching things that have words on the screen in big flashing letters, you are indoctrinated into some things that I know about that on such a level that it is going to be impossible for you ever, sir, to look at me or yourself again at the same way ever again. Or, ma'am, whoever you are. Robo Boy, Simon want to go home. Simon want a home. Simon has a lot of homeless people, friends that want a home. And Simon has a lot of friends that know Timmy O'Toole personally, and he did spend the time in the fucking well with the bitch from motherfucking that possessed Halle Berry on Gothica, the one on the fucking tiles above Gomer Pyle's face and soul coming out of Swim Fan's pool that represent the fucking shadow of my existence, okay? And then you got the chick from The Grudge? No, that's the one I just said. I'm talking about the one that came out the TV screen on The Ring. You got those 3 chicks playing the 3 chicks in the movie Switch in the jacuzzi with my fucking ass like they're the harpies from Van Helsing or something, and they just got a scent of blood, and I turn into Keanu Reeves getting desanguinated by 3 chicks that look like I need to be in love, and I can't do nothing about it because it just feels too motherfucking good to be that weakened by something that's going to make you feel happy at some point in the future by a virtual carrot that doesn't ever actually get into your mouth because you never get the opportunity, the motherfucking ability, or the ingredients to cast that particular brand of spell. Now, what you really need is the authority and the power to do it, and you should go to God for it. If you blew it, you already kabluied into other matter, and you're not a matter for energy anymore, so energy lives are the only ones that don't matter. So I have this as MC times 4, and so fuck that shit. I got a quadratic equation that doubles every time it splits. And every time it does that, it makes the circle tighter and faster until it hits an upward staircase instead of a downward spiral. And that shit's paved in Ophir gold, shines so brightly that it looks like obsidian glass with a tint in it. And the shit got black light dust on top of that to make designs in your head, and it looks like stars playing ping pong with the universes, and Draken Korin and Ashton Sugar just showed up and motherfucking said Thomas and Pug lives here instead. So fuck it. I am Macros the Black. I gotta be. That's the only other answer and explanation to me being Nacor and Macros. Raymond E. Feist. Hashtag that. Malamber, my lamb, burr. Either it's the fucking sticker in the side of the lamb like Paul's thorn, or he's literally your sacrifice and your bid for this is the closest I can come up with what the power of Christ and Satan at the same time coupled with God would be like. And that is exactly what God was like before he made us all, and now he's more than that. So it is what it is, baby. Do what it do, be what be, I'm be who I am. And thank you for listening, and thank you for telling Joe Rogan. Matthew, what did you do with Joe? Matthew, what did you do with Joe? Oh, shit, Joe. We didn't know we left you down in What Dreams May Comeville. We apologize. We just sent a Navy diver after you, motherfucker. So get that one into your vanilla sky jump, baby. Amen. Anyway, shit. Yeah, I know you